What's up, shiny cardboard collectors? It is the shiny cardboard collector, and today we have none other than another talking head video. So today I wanted to do a little market update and just things that I'm doing now, things that I'm buying now, things that I'm looking to move, and kind of what my overall sentiment is with the Pokemon market and what I see when I'm vending at all the shows that I go to every single week. So let's get into it. What I'm noticing now, there is a slowdown. I noticed that there is starting to be some fatigue in the market. You can just tell with the fact that there's product staying in the stores, especially the new black and white sets. There's a lot of sealed staying in Walmart. You can literally go get that right now. It's about $10 a pack. You can get sticker collections. You can get binder collections. I believe they have Surging Sparks up there as well. There's product available for people to buy. And this makes me think that right now there is either less liquidity in the market, less money going around, or something else is happening. On the vending side, I also noticed this too, though. I noticed that singles are not moving as much. I noticed that high-end slabs aren't moving as much when we're looking at big sales on some of the higher-end slabs, like the ponchos, the higher-end gold stars. You can see on eBay, even those sales are coming down. On the Facebook groups, the Canada TCG group, you can see a lot of people starting to move their higher end slabs. So what does this actually mean? What does it mean that everyone is starting to dump, possibly get out, move their money into different things? It could be because a lot of these cards have ran up 30 to 40% in the last couple months, and people just want to, realize those gains. Or it could be because people need to pay other bills, things are coming up, maybe they weren't able to flip it, and now they're selling for a loss. So what I'm noticing now is there is a slowdown. I'm noticing now that lots of people, they're kind of coming in with lower expectations. I feel like people aren't FOMOing as hard anymore. People are a little bit more realistic now with how they expect prices to be. There are certain cards, of course, that are still going to the moon, that are just exploding, like the Bubble Mew, like specific sets, Evolving Skies. Even 151 is starting to trend upwards. The Destined Rivals booster boxes are going crazy. There are specific things that are still going up. But all in all, I think we're starting to see a more balanced market. The sellers and the buyers are starting to meet in the middle. It's not about every eBay sale that you see, say a poncho sells for 10K, and now you have that poncho as well, and you're like, okay, that poncho sold for 10K, so now I can sell mine for 11K. It's not really like that anymore. Prices are starting to stabilize, which is a good thing. Because now there will be a more balanced market. There'll be more deals that we can find, and that's what I'm looking out for now. So how I'm kind of going into this, there's a lot of talks about possibly an imminent crash coming soon, is what people always say. Sure, why not let it happen? But how I'm kind of going into this right now is I'm starting to move my capital, moving my singles, my inventory. I'm rotating it into more bigger items just because it just lessens the workload for me. For me, I'm all kind of about work-life balance right now. Having too many singles to sell, having too many random cards is just clutters my mind, right? And I want to be focusing more on the content. I want to be focusing more on the shows, to meet people, to just have a good time with this, right? And when I have too many cards to deal with, that becomes an issue for me, and I get stressed, I get anxious. So my focus right now moving forward is to just move up some of these lower end cards into just bigger end cards. Even if the price drops on these higher end cards, it's just easier for me to move. It's easier for me to kind of track what I have and what I don't have, right? So just recently I've been buying I mean, I posted a video on it. I bought the poncho box. So I moved a lot of smaller items that I sold, like sealed ETBs, random singles, into a bigger item, just knowing because I'm looking for items that are just not that easy to find. Because at the end of the day, when the market does go down, if it does go down in the next little bit, the exclusivity of these items that I'm looking for now will still be exclusive, no matter what. Maybe the price will drop a little bit, but it will still hold its inherent value of being exclusive, hard to find, and expensive. And that makes me happy. That makes me happy holding on to these types of items. So I've actually been buying a lot of ponchos lately. We've been picking up Pikachu ponchos. We got the Rayquaza ponchos. We have the Team Skull ponchos. We're going to be picking up a Magikarp poncho very soon as well. We have our poncho sealed boxes as well. So I'm kind of moving my portfolio into that. And what I kind of realized while I was doing this was I was bringing out these cards to all these shows, and I'm like, they don't really move. And in a sense, they don't really move because I don't really want to let them go. I mean, I could move them if I sold them for under market or closer to market. But then again, I do enjoy having them as a nice piece in my display case. And it made me think, though, as I started moving all my smaller ends up into these larger, higher end cards, is that I started to lose liquidity a bit. I started to lose my cash flow in terms of you're not making as many sales, you're not moving cash around, you're not making as many trades. So it kind of made me think, just at my last show in Langley, I was watching other people, other vendors as well, and it made me think that I needed to kind of strengthen my mid-range a little bit. So I do have my slabs that are probably a bunch of slabs that are maybe $3,000 and up. So it's a little bit of a higher range that, you know, you're going to be making one sale maybe every month if you even decide to let that go. And I have the low end, which is my singles, mostly my raw singles, which can be anywhere from like $50 up to, you know, $300, $400, $500. I have that covered, but I'm kind of missing the 500 to 2K range. And I've really been not focusing on that as much just because it's a very volatile range. It's a very volatile range because a lot of the cards in that area are modern things. And the thing is you want to have modern cards. And when I talk about modern, I'm talking about Scarlet Violet, I'm talking about Sword and Shield, I'm talking about Sun and Moon, maybe even going back to XY a little bit, but you start to lose liquidity the further you go back. So I'm thinking about now focusing on that range, focusing on those cards, even though it is going to be volatile, as in when the market does tank, those cards are going to be hit first. From, you know, PSA 10 Alt Art or PSA 10 SIR from Scarlet Violet, those ones are going to be hit like a truck when the time comes. But the thing that is beneficial for those specific cards is you get liquidity. And having liquidity in times like this is great because with liquidity, you can increase your cash flow and also you can increase your inventory at the same time. So whereas when I have higher end cards, I'm basically just banking on those cards going up in value. That's really all I'm doing. I'm not really trading in and out of them as much. I'm not really selling them, buying like high-end card. It's not really like that. They're not as liquid because they're so high-end. There's only a specific few people that can afford those cards or even want to look into those cards. They're more long-term holds for me, and they're more kind of just to boost up the value of my case, if that makes sense. So going forward, I'm going to be looking at that mid-range. And I think right now, as it is, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be starting to move those kind of cards out just because once I see it on the higher end, as in the prices are dipping a bit, then the lower end will also start to come down a bit as well. I think in a downturn, the higher end cards, like the ponchos, will hold their value more than the lower end, just because people who buy higher end cards more or less have the capital to hold on to these higher end cards and they're not willing to sell them for a loss. So that's why I kind of moved into that area. But I've realized now that liquidity and cash flow is very, very important. So I will also be moving into that range as I move forward. Coming up, I have some pretty exciting stuff. I have another way to make cash flow and increase liquidity. It's our games. We have our new games coming out. I was thinking about doing mystery slabs. I still have yet to do it. I'm just a little bit iffy about it. It just seems, I don't know if it's something that's for me, but maybe a more high-end mystery slab would be fun. I wouldn't really want to put crappy slabs into a bag and sell it to people. It just wouldn't really be something that I would want to do. It's just not really, yeah. What else do we have coming up? So we got overtime coming up this weekend, and then we're gonna head over to Vancouver for a show. And actually, we'll be taking a break on the 24th. We're gonna head up, we're gonna have a little getaway with the team. We're gonna go up to a cabin and just chill. And then the next week, we'll be back in Vancouver for a 2-day show. There will be some really, really big shows next month in September. So we're gonna get prepared for that. We're gonna inventory up, and we're gonna optimize some even cooler games. Just wanting to increase the experience, make it more about the experience than just what we have, you know? Like at the end of the day, everyone's gonna have nice cards. Everyone's gonna have bangers in their cases, but it's the people who can provide the experience to the customer that are gonna be different from everyone else. And that's where people are gonna go. If you can spend 5 hours, 4 hours just sitting at the table, playing games, having a good time, then it just changes the whole scene up. It changes it from just going to buy a card to getting the card, but also having a good time while doing it. Anyways, just a quick little rant today. I just want to talk about where my mind was and where I'm going to be looking into in the next little bit. I'm still going to be looking into ponchos. I'm still going to be looking into higher end cards, but I'm also going to be focusing more on the mid-range slabs now. So that's kind of where we're at. Yeah, let's do it. Let's hope everyone is collecting well, finding good deals, making the good pulls. I don't know, what do people do? I don't even open packs, that's the thing. Maybe I should open some packs. Yeah, probably not. It just hurts me too much. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. We're gonna have some really cool things coming up. We're gonna start actually a little podcast where we talk about just life in general. Not only Pokemon stuff, but with the team, we're gonna start doing some weekly podcasts. Hold me accountable to this. We're gonna try and get it out. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, just super excited, man. Just honestly, just gonna keep having fun with it. Gonna keep making content, and yeah. Till next time. All right, see you guys.